welcome back to my channel. All right, so this is a what if reading on Miss Dorothy Dandridge. You all voted and she received the most votes, and I'm so excited about this reading. Y'all, I love me some Dorothy Dandridge. I mean, one of my all-time favorite movies is Carmen. If you have not seen it, you have got to see it. I mean, many of you probably heard of Carmen, the hip opera, which was starring Beyonce, produced by MTV and directed by Robert Townsend. And it was derived from Carmen, the movie starring Miss Dorothy Dandridge and Harry Belafonte, y'all. So yeah, but anyway, before we get into this reading, make sure you see the disclaimer at the beginning of this video. This is all alleged tarot fiction, entertainment only. Whatever you believe, but this is entertainment, so none of that legal stuff. But if you're brand new to this channel, hit the sub button as well as the bell notification I drop these videos, celebrity readings, what if readings, true crime readings, or celebrities and public figures, Fridays. So on Fridays, you receive a video about celebrity tea, past, present, future. Also, if you'd like to book a private reading, coaching, or consultation session with me, become a patron of mine. At the time of me doing this reading, the current Patreon giveaway, and you must be a patron to qualify for the giveaway. The current Patreon giveaway is a Myth Magic Skin Cleanser. And you still have a chance to enter in that just by becoming a patron. Now, upcoming, and I'm so excited about this. So February is my birthday month. I am turning 32, yay. So what I'm doing, you all, is giving away $32 in cash, okay? But that's just for my patrons. So if you want a chance at winning 32 bucks, it's not change your life money. It's a good lunch. Maybe, depending on where you go, you can, ball out on you and a friend. But definitely, you have to be a patron in order to qualify to win that giveaway. On Patreon, $32. Y'all remember back when you were like 5, 6, 7, 8, up until like about 12, you'd get however many dollars in age. So that's what I'm doing, you all. All right, but let's get into the reading. So Dorothy Dandridge was born November 9th, 1922. So she would have been 97 this year had she survived. She died September 8th. What year was that she passed? I know she died at age 42. She died about 2 months before her 42nd birthday. So she died in 1965, so very young to pass. She had a very, I don't want to say, not all parts of her life was tragic, you all, but there was a lot of tragic moments, like more often than not. She did suffer from a lot of depression. She had, I believe she was married once or twice. I can't verify. If you all definitely help fill me in the parts that, in these facts that I'm saying that may not be fully, but I do know she was married at least once. The first marriage she was in is the marriage that she produced a child with, and her child was special needs. She actually ended up putting the child in a special needs home. Back then, I don't know if places like that still exist, but back then, this, if there was any disabilities with your, family, child, in a sense, you can kind of put them away. Now, I'm not saying that to be like disrespectful or harsh, but literally that's what people were doing, to kind of like, discarding those whom did not fit in with that norm. Y'all know it was weird. It's weird these days, but it was quite something back in those days. But granted, she loved her daughter, and she was portrayed by the amazingly talented and of course beautiful Halle Berry, who told a very closely accurate story to what she went through in her lifetime. She began performing very young as a child with her sisters. Unfortunately, she suffered sexual abuse in her life, much racism, much classism, prejudice, and truly talented woman that unfortunately had come about, in my opinion, in the wrong time, because she wasn't afforded all of the opportunities that she truly deserved. So anyway, let's get into this reading finally. So universe, thank you for the channel messages. I call on the energy of Miss Dorothy Dandridge, Dorothy's energy, Dorothy's spirit. Thank you for coming through for this reading. Thank you for the channel messages. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for coming through this reading. Thank you for utilizing me as a vessel. All right, so this isn't lighting as much as I wanted to. I wanted to light a little bit more. There we go. That should be enough. A little bit better. But thank you for coming through in this reading. All right. So we'll put that right there. There we go. It is lighting. So you all, I want to jump right into the meat and potatoes, because one of my main questions was, so Dorothy had definitely suffered not only a stall in her career after, I mean, you all, Carmen was supposed to be that end all be all. She was supposed to take off from there. If I'm not mistaken, Dorothy was the first Black woman to be nominated for lead actress Oscar, and then did not win it. It wasn't until Halle Berry did Monsters Ball that she took that, and she did tribute Dorothy Dandridge in that speech, and who she is a huge fan of. Speaking of which, I should do a reading on Halle. But anyway, back to Dorothy. So at the time of Dorothy's death, it's been speculated that it was an accident, that she accidentally overdosed on prescription medication. She wasn't on any hard drugs or narcotics in that sort of way. She did drink a lot. She utilized drinking as a way to escape. But at the time of her death, her career was on the up and up. If I'm not mistaken, she had at least 3 movies that were lined up. So Dorothy, whose career had kind of taken a bit of a nosedive or a stall, and her money, which had pretty much ran out, was about to be rediscovered, you know, and rediscovered in modern times in the 60s. So many people are saying, you know, though she was depressed, like, it couldn't have been suicide because she had all of this lined up and all of that lined up. And of course, for anybody that's ever dealt with contemplation of self-harm, or a loved one or friend or someone that you know of who's, you know, committed or rather died by self-harm or thought about self-harm, it's not as touch and go as, oh, but they had all these opportunities lined up. You know, that doesn't cure the depression and the thoughts of hopelessness and stuff that the person is going through. So the first question I'm going to ask is, was her death truly accidental, or was it a suicide? So universe, Dorothy, thank you for your energy. How did she pass? Was it accidental, or was it by suicide? We had the Queen of Swords that came out in the reverse. We had the Justice card that came out in the upright. Was it accidental, or was it by suicide? How did Dorothy pass? We have the Three of Swords that came out in the reverse. Was it accidental, or was it by suicide? Temperance that came out in the reverse. Actually, I'm not feeling that one, but I am feeling that one. We have the Knight of Wands. So the energy that I'm getting thus far, we have the King of Pentacles. The energy that I'm getting thus far in this, she was very excited about what was coming up for her. She was still dealing with feelings of depression. At times, she was suffering very debilitating depression, and she didn't speak up as much. But she felt like her life was getting kind of back on a like even ground, on a track that made sense. She was excited about the things that were to come. What I'm feeling is this was something that happened accidental. What I'm seeing is her drinking and then maybe taking the wrong concoction, you know, drinking and then taking her medication. I don't know if it was sleeping pills or something prescribed, but I'm seeing her take in a glass of alcohol and the combination of that be lethal. And I'm seeing her do something that was like hasty, kind of like, you know, not thinking. When you do something in haste, not thinking. I'm also getting the energy of her being very cognizant of knowing that death was coming, because I'm getting like the sensation of like my body freezing, my body shutting down, and knowing that, ooh, oh my gosh, what's going on? So she felt herself slipping away. She felt herself losing control of her life, of the situation. I'm not getting that she did it on purpose. So it was accidental according to the cards that I'm getting thus far. So universe, give me some more energy. Dorothy's energy. Give me more insight in regards to her passing. More insight in regards to her passing. Universe, thank you for the channel messages. Give me more insight in regards to her passing. Yeah, very unfortunate. More insight in regards to Dorothy's passing. Dorothy, more insight. We have the Lover's card that came out in the upright. Oh, that's interesting. Give me more insight in regards to her passing. I am picking up a conversation. Wow, King of Pentacles ended up at the bottom of the deck again. I am picking up a conversation that she was having with someone prior to that. This feels like a manager, definitely a masculine energy. It feels like a manager. It feels like someone that she regarded very highly, someone that she very much cared about and loved. I feel like the conversation, what I'm picking up is surrounding business. Something that she was going to be doing within the next week. It was something in regards to a movie, in regards to the studio that the movie was being produced with. I'm hearing Columbia, I'm hearing Paramount, but whichever of those studios of her next film that was lined up that she was going to be produced with, it was something that she was going to have to do on with the studio, on studio grounds. She was having that sort of conversation. I am getting an energy. There was a sense of fear there. She didn't want to be alone that night, not because she felt that something was going to happen, but she did not want to be alone. I'm getting a bit of codependent energy that's coming from her. Not that she was a codependent person, but just codependent energy in that time frame. So definitely this feels like an accident. And I feel like she went towards the alcohol. That's what I'm getting with that. Thank you, universe. Thank you, Dorothy's energy. I feel like she went towards the alcohol because she was looking for some comfort in the moment, and that's what she actually, you know what else is coming through? I'm also getting the energy that she had attempted to stop drinking too for a little bit of time. I'm getting the energy of at least 2 weeks. She had stopped drinking or had tapered down significantly on her drinking, but in this night in particular, the night of her passing, she was feeling just a little, she was in I don't want to say a bad space, but definitely a low space, and she was looking for a pick-me-up. And the person that she was on the phone with, I'm hearing her ask, you know, can you be here, can you come, can you come? This person was busy, they could not meet her, and so she was going for comfort and she wanted sleep. So I do feel like it was an accidental overdose with sleeping medication and prescribed medication. So she took the wrong concoction, you all, and then with the alcohol it just made it fatal. That's what I'm getting with that. So universe, give me more messages, or Dorothy rather, give me more messages. How was she feeling during this time? What was she going through just in life during this time, around the time of her passing? We have naked before the stars. She felt very vulnerable, very open. She was really betting on her career being revived, you all. Like, she was really hoping. Now, what I will tell you all, what I'm definitely picking up, she kind of had all her chips betting on this like revival with her career. She definitely loved being an actress. Like, she knew that was her path, her destiny. She also wanted to sing more. That's what's coming through too. She also wanted to sing more. So, fun fact, or random movie fact. In the movie Carmen, she did initially sing all of the parts that she was, because the movie Carmen is also a musical. She did initially sing, but that is not her voice. They actually ended up using an opera singer. I forgot, a European opera singer. I forget where the opera singer was from, but a European opera singer at the time. That's the voice that you hear in the movie Carmen. You don't hear Dorothy Dandridge's voice, though she recorded the songs that were sung in the movie. So interesting fact, but y'all know how the industry was back then. They did it to a lot of people. They did it to Ava Gardner, who also wanted to sing. I need to do a what if in her too, who also wanted to sing, but they told her she sounded horribly ratchet. They also told Marilyn Monroe that she sounded horribly ratchet. And they didn't say ratchet, but they did say horribly. And as you all know, you can go back and hear Marilyn, and granted, she wasn't, you know, Mahalia Jackson, but she didn't sound terrible. It wasn't like you were like listening to her and your ears were bleeding, not by far. So definitely a different time, you know, a lot more depressing. The industry in itself, you know, very depressing place. So give me more energy, Dorothy. How are you feeling during the time around this time up until your passing. We have, ooh, revenge. Ooh, you know who else is coming out? So there's a director. His name was Otto. I can't think of his last name, but there was a director that she definitely had an on again, off again situation with, in fragmentation. So definitely, it's like she was picking up the pieces of her life during this time. She was definitely going in and out of emotions, in and out of moods, in and out of, you know, is this truly my destiny? And she felt like her being able to have this second chance, so to speak, in the industry was like her revenge to prove to people, see, I'm not just, you know, I'm not just a wave to be looked over. I am a serious actress. You know, I am to be respected. And also she had very bitter feelings towards Otto. Can't think of his last name, but he was a very popular director during that time, like huge director during that time. In fact, he directed the movie Carmen. And so there was a lot of resentment surrounding that relationship. So let's see, universe, Dorothy, rather. What are your thoughts and feelings? What was Dorothy's thoughts and feelings regarding her relationship with Otto? What were Dorothy's thoughts and feelings regarding her relationship with Otto? We have the Two of Wands in reverse. It's a relationship that she reluctantly had to let go of. What were her thoughts and feelings around her relationship with Otto? We had the Nine of Pentacles. It was a relationship she never really quite felt herself in. She enjoyed the luxury that came with it and being his woman at the time, because the director that, so Otto, once again, can't think of his last name, you all can help me out in the comment section. But at the time, her being a black woman dating a white man in that time where, you know, interracial couples was not the thing to be in. You know, it was revolutionary. It was, plus he was married too. He was very married, and they would often be seen out in public with each other. So that was a huge thing. Like people who knew them, who saw them in magazines even, they knew that she was his woman. And so definitely she expected more out of that relationship, but she never really felt like she could be herself. Even though she was very in love with him, I'm getting the energy that she felt like at any moment it could be taken from her. And she knew that eventually that would be a source of devastation. And, you know, honestly, that goes into, you know, deeper into the psyche of, you know, seeking out relationships that, you know, are difficult. I feel like this is a part of a pattern that she adapted in going for unavailable, unrequited, and difficult relationships. She liked the challenge. That's what we're getting with that. We have the Eight of Pentacles that came out in the reverse. Give me more energy. Dorothy, how did you feel about your relationship with Otto? We have the Six of Swords that came out in the reverse. It's a relationship she did not want to move on from. We have the Magician in the upright. She saw him as her lover and her confidant and her advisor. He did put her on a pedestal, but notoriously, he gave her a lot of bad advice in regards to telling her, and this is kind of what played into her career taking a nosedive or downfall, so to speak, or stalling, was because she had so many movie roles lined up after Carmen. But his whole thing was, you can't go from Carmen to, like, you know, that movie over there, that 2-bit role over there. Like, you gotta, you know, you are Dorothy Dandridge, you know, people want to be you. And so, and it ended up being bad advice for her career. She, you know, definitely she was doing what she felt was best because she figured, you know, he's a director, he must know what he's talking about. But he put her on a pedestal. He saw her more so as his trophy, and he didn't want her to feel to be downgraded. But what it did for her was it kept her out of the audience's eye. And, you know, people got a short attention span, y'all. So universe, thank you for the channel messages. Let's see, give me one more. It's definitely a relationship she did not want to leave. She wanted to marry him. She wanted a baby. She wanted a family. She thought he'd leave his wife. But he's definitely said that to her. But it's a relationship she reluctantly let go of and never really let go of, you all. And I feel like parts of her blocked herself from moving on sincerely because in her heart of hearts, she wanted this back. And even after they broke up, they did end up working together years down the line, though he was very cruel to her. So let's see. Let's get one last question in. Dorothy's energy overall. How do you feel about your passing? Dorothy's energy overall. How do you feel about your passing? Power in reverse, Dorothy's energy. How do you feel about your passing? Very unfortunate, very premature. She's not happy about it. but she's learning to be at peace. So Dorothy's spirit has not passed over, meaning, or passed into a new life. She's still out there in the ether, like her energy is still out. Definitely unfortunate, but I'm feeling like a sense of exhaustion. I'm feeling a sense of not wanting to come back, not wanting to materialize back into the 3D form anytime soon, because it was a very exhausting life for her. Very sad, she's tired of fighting, and she's learning to become at peace with where she is now. That's what I'm getting with that one. So let's see some questions, some energy on universe. What would have happened with Dorothy's career had she survived? Had she not overdosed? Had that situation not happened? We have, actually I'm feeling it the other way. Feeling it the other way. Go, 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 go. I can't get it. We got the 9 of Cups that came out in the upright. Universe, what would have happened had Dorothy survived and not overdosed? She would have had more movie offers coming through. She would have had a movie career that spanned into the 70s, even the 80s. Universe, give me more messages. What would have happened if Dorothy survived and not overdosed? Let's see. We'll take those 3. She would have had more offers, you all. I'm seeing a movie career that spanned into the 70s. She would have been on a popular sitcom in the 70s. We have the 5 of Coins. Yeah, she was going to be back. We have the 6 of Coins that came out in the reverse. She still would have had a little bit of money issues because I'm picking up a lot of debt upon the time of her passing. And we have the King of Swords. It would have revived her career, most definitely, but she would have took a turn more so into television. And I'm picking up in regards to time of passing. Had she passed during her time, it would have been during the 90s. Something about 1995, between 93, 94, 95, maybe 96. But she would have passed somewhere between early 90s to mid 90s. Yeah, between 92, 96. Universe, give me more energy. Dorothy's energy. What would have happened had she survived in 1965? Career and life. We have the 8 of Swords that came out in the reverse. She would have became unrestricted. She would have ended up paying off her debt. Now, she would have been dealing with depression and anxiety. She would have been married again. And I'm picking up the energy of another child. This could have been the child of her husband after that, or an adopted child. But she would have had another child. She also would have, let's see, I'm going to make sure when she had reunited. We had the Star card that came out in the upright. She also would have been on this soap opera that's coming up too. So she would have moved more into television from movies, but very popular. And I'm seeing something about action. She wanted to get into action. She really liked action. I want to do my own stunts. That's what I'm hearing. So she would have had fun. Universe, what would have been the relationship between her and her daughter? Her biological daughter. We have the Judgment in reverse. Would have been the relationship between her and her daughter. And we have the 3 of Wands. So I am getting that the relationship between her and her daughter would have kind of stayed somewhat of the same, but she would have been in her life. We have the Wheel of Fortune that came out in the reverse at the bottom of the deck. So her relationship with her daughter would have been somewhat of the same, but she would have been in contact with her daughter. She would have been visiting her daughter. I didn't know how to take care of her. That's what I'm hearing. I did not know how to take care of her. So she wouldn't have been negligent in regards to, because she did not love her daughter, did not feel she was worthy, but she did not know how to take care of her. And so I'm hearing clashes with my schedule. So her love, definitely what I'm getting is her first love was her career, her acting. And even in this lifetime, when I'm getting this, it would have been best had she had a family who could be on the go with her, because she did not want to give up her acting career. That's what I'm getting with that. So things would have been a bit the same, but she would have been in her daughter's life. She would have been visiting her. But I do feel like her daughter would have still lived in a facility for the duration of her lifetime. That's what I'm getting with that. All right, you all, thank you so very much for tuning in. You all, let me know how you felt about this reading in the comment section below. How did you like it? Did you like it? And of course, fill me in on any details or any follow-up questions, just whatever else. Book a private reading, coaching, or consultation session with me. Follow me on Patreon. My tiers are $3, $4, and $6. Financial readings, career path readings, sexy reads, celebrity readings, current celebrity readings that make it there well before they make it to YouTube. And what else goes on over there? Monthly sign readings are over there too, well before they make it to YouTube. And of course, my patrons exclusive giveaways just for being a patron. So Myth Magic Skin Cleanser, you can check that out in the pinned comment below, as well as the description box below if you still want to enter in that. And if you want to qualify to be one of the possible, or the possible one winner of the $32 that I'm giving away in honor of my 32nd birthday coming up in February, then you all check the pinned comment below as well as the description box below to become a patron of mine. Find me across the web at Wandering Sparrow Tarot and at wanderingsparrowtarot.com. And you all, I thank you so much for tuning in. And until the next one, peace and blessings. Goodbye.